There is this notion in films, books and people's collective consciousness that Africans only disseminated information and thoughts orally. To say Africans do not have a writing system, except for the infamous Egyptian hieroglyphs, is nothing but a misguided belief that is based on decades of the marginalization of African cultures that were not deemed desirable. Today I'm going to tell you about Nsibidi, one of the various African writing systems we have. Nsibidi is an ancient radical-based writing system, a sort of ideogram that depicts abstract concepts and actions. It can be dated as far back as 2500 BCE to the Ejeham people, who now live in modern-day Cross River Nigeria and southwestern Cameroon. Over time, Nsibidi spread throughout the Cross River Valley, becoming enriched as a byproduct of trade and other forms of cultural exchange with a variety of neighboring tribes, such as the Ideographic design known as Uli. Nsibidi characters are not tied down to any concrete meaning. Rather, they have different meaning and context of use in time and space, a sort of symbolic reservoir which was developed over a long period of time. For this reason, Nsibidi is not tied down to any particular language and serves as a means of communication among different language-speaking groups. It also had other functions, which included public notice, private warning, declaration of taboos, romantic messages, calculation of commodities, and the preservation of records. Before the colonization of the region, the Okpu secret society, a male age group, had significant legislative, judicial, and executive power primarily on a local level, and exerted its influence across the Cross River region. The authority of the Okpu was bolstered partly by the secrets surrounding the meaning of Nsibidi, which members studied more fully as they rose through the ranks. Ukara is a cloth that consists of white Nsibidi characters set against a deep indigo field. Some of the characters were mostly emblematic, referring to the Okpu ethos. For example, small repeating triangles depicted the leopard's claws, while radiating triangles could represent a meeting place. Ukara is usually worn as a wrapper on formal occasions, which is one of the more visible instances of Nsibidi being employed by the Okpu in public spaces. By the time the British arrived, the authority of the Okpu was usurped, making Nsibidi a form of resistance, a way to control as much power as they could, as the British could not understand or decipher the writing system. The Okpu were not the only group of people who employed the use of Nsibidi in everyday life. Children and young girls typically adorn their bodies and faces, particularly their foreheads, with Nsibidi designs, which they did with black vegetable oils. The women of Bako also specialized in making calabashes with beautiful Nsibidi designs. They also had schools that were dedicated in teaching Nsibidi designs to the younger generations. The Kwa women of Ikotansa also used Nsibidi in the decorations of the pottery works from the 18th century up until the Nigerian Civil War, which disrupted their production. The writing system has suffered a decline in use ever since the introduction of Western education and the persecution of its use by Christian missionaries. Only members of the Okpu secret society group are still Nsibidi literate. Fortunately, pro-African organizations like Okpu and individuals like Chiadikobi Nwaubani are making efforts to revive the writing system. They have compiled a dictionary and modernized Nsibidi for present-day use. This could easily be the next big thing for African literacy and culture. The New Nsibidi project, which was started in 2010, is aimed to convert Nsibidi ideographs to monographs, as it allows for the visualization of otherwise tonal homonym-based languages, which are sometimes confusing when written in Latin scripts. For example, the Igbo word for egg is pronounced as aqua, which is easily mistaken for aqua, or aqua when written in Latin scripts. Usually, they are differentiated with tonal markings, which can be cumbersome to learn and read, but this is where Nsibidi excels, where aqua is written as, while aqua, and aqua are written in a way that is well differentiated and doesn't come with a cumbersome tonal marking. This process is similar to how other writing systems, such as the Chinese script, was developed and adapted. Admittedly, Nsibidi does face an uphill battle with adoption, for both political and social reasons, most especially against the already established modified Latin scripts being used. But it really will be cool to see Nsibidi taking its place as a writing system that could potentially improve literacy rates, educational standards, and preserve culture in a very unique way. Hello guys, welcome to the end of the video. If you like what you just watched and would like to continue the discussion, you can do so in the comment section below. You can now support the channel on Patreon or simply share the video around. Anyway, thanks for watching. Till next time, bye.